Hey everybody, it's Jeff. And in this video, I want to talk about how I learned to grade coins. And of course, let me first start by saying I'm not a professional coin dealer and I'm not a professional coin grader. I'm a collector who has donated a heck of a lot of money to PCGS. And I've learned pretty much everything of what not to do when it comes to grading coins. And my goal is to really help you guys understand what not to do and learn from my mistakes. And in the beginning of my little journey, probably like so many collectors, you see a coin, you watch a YouTube video that says the coins in your pocket change are worth $10,000. And what happens, your brain wants that coin to be a Mint State 66. You want it to be worth that $10,000, so you don't see any of the flaws. The other interesting kind of phenomenon is more coincidence than anything else, that a brand new coin collector is only really used to seeing the coins that you get from, say, a gas station. You buy pop, you get a couple quarters and a nickel back, and those coins are ugly. They've been through circulation. There's nothing appealing about it. And the first time you see a beautiful Mint State coin with that flowing luster and an incredibly nice strike, like it's fresh off the mint, you all but assume this is the nicest coin I've ever seen. It must match what that YouTube video said. But the reality is it probably isn't that nice. It certainly isn't what is a $10,000 coin. So it becomes difficult because so many coin collectors, myself included, the first 2 or 3 submissions that I sent to PCGS, I look back now and I am almost disgusted by myself because those coins are so bad, all worth, of course, far less than the grading cost. And what was probably the most sad is, like so many new collectors, I didn't look in the mirror. I got mad at the PCGS and NGC. I even sent NGC a mean letter, which now I look back and regret. I'm sure if I could find that customer service person, I should probably call them to personally apologize. But I'm sure they get that email a lot. Because, of course, I thought my coin was absolutely a Mint State 66, and it was definitely not. They said a Mint State 63, and that was so offensive to me. How dare they say that? And over time, what was happening is the coins I sent in, I got a little closer. I understood more. Because eventually I started looking at the coins in the holder that they sent back and started to figure out, okay, maybe what is a Mint State 63 and 64? So those are things, what not to do. Now, the most important piece of advice when it comes to grading, one, this isn't uncommon, but uncommon in the sense that you hear it a lot, but you should specialize. Only in terms of it's easier to become really good at grading if all you look at is one series of coins. For example, for me, it was Jefferson Nichols. I got really good eventually at understanding the difference of a 65, 66, and a 67. And you can't do that by looking at one coin one time ever. You have to look at 100 coins or 1,000 coins. Now, how would you do that without going broke? Well, the first one, you can look at images upon images, look at the good auction houses, look at PCGS, but even that isn't the fastest way. By far, the best way and the quickest way to learn how to grade is buy what's called a grading set. What does this mean? Pick your series of choice. Maybe, for example, it's Buffalo Nickels. From there, pick a specific year. And this is really important because as you get more advanced in terms of grading, you'll learn they call it market grading. What does that mean? It means that certain years' strike quality was better or worse. For example, in Jefferson Nichols, it's somewhat known now that late 50s and 60s, the strike quality was absolutely terrible. So Mint State 66 in the 1950s, if you took that same coin and put a 1942 on it, it probably wouldn't get a Mint State 66. It'd probably be a 64. But PCGS and NGC understand that the quality of strike was so bad in the 60s that they have to rank it relative. So why is a grading set so important? If you stick to the same year, maybe you like Type 1 Buffalo Nickels. I certainly do, and I would check out the video of my short collection of Type 1 Buffalo Nickels. But from there, for example, what I did is 1913 Philadelphia is the cheapest one. I bought a Mint State 63 already graded. So I bought the slab. I bought a Mint State 64, bought a Mint State 65, I bought a Mint State 66. And then for me, I was striving and I got a Mint State 67. And I didn't just buy the very first one. What I did, and I would recommend for you, an easy way to start is go to eBay, filter out all the grades, go to the series of choice, the year of choice, the mint of choice, and then only look at Mint State 64 from PCGS, for example. And if you pick a popular series with a lot of graded coins, you'll at least see 10, maybe 15 or 20. And then filter by price high to low, because what you're looking at now is all the same graded coin. And then just look at every picture. What you'll start to notice is that not every Mint State 64 is the same. Try and find the nicest one. And then do that for each grade. And then why it's so important to actually buy the already graded coins versus just looking at pictures, because when you have them in hand, it looks different than the photo. And having them in hand will allow you then, once you've accumulated your grading set, really study the difference in strike, the difference in luster is the biggest two, and then a little bit of eye appeal. But strike quality, how many nicks there are. Be very judgmental on the coins. For example, to get a Mint State 67, there can't be more than maybe 2 or 3 nicks, in not even in prominent locations. Now, of course, that differs based on the series, but that is the case for Buffalo Nickels. Oh my God. And then once you have the grading set, you're studying the difference within each grade. You really start to understand and internalize that. And then if you ever go to a coin show or a coin store or wherever you're looking for coins, now, if you buy it, you can look at it in hand and compare that to your graded coins, or you'll get much better at looking at pictures and understanding what you're looking at. So learn from my mistakes. And the last point why I say this is so much quicker, first off, but also cheaper. You might say, geez, to buy a Mint State 67, you might have to spend $500-600 or whatever your grade of choice is. That is a lot of money I could have spent on grading. Well, you think about it, if, let's say, for example, I buy a Buffalo Nickel, Mint State 67, I buy a nice one for the grade, and I spend $500. Well, a 67 would probably be about $700. Eventually, I could turn around and sell that coin, probably for around $700. Now, my cost is going to be the transaction fees from eBay and PayPal, but those transaction fees are a whole lot less. And it's going to save you so much money and so much pain and agony versus sending in a whole bunch of junk coins to PCGS and NGC and getting mad at them because you feel like they slighted you. So hopefully this helps. It certainly has helped me in the long run. I wish I could go in a time machine back and save all that money and now buy nice coins with that money instead of donate it to the PCGS fund for profits. But they have my money and I have a lot of lessons. My goal is to pass it to you. So if you like this video, I'd really appreciate you hitting that like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.